So that's great. Hello and welcome to Budget with Brian. And today we're going to look at some products by Zokoun, which were very kindly sent to us by them. And they're all in this box here. This is the one that we had a video of previously, and we've gone through and reviewed that before. This it's had a little bit of use now, so I can tell you a little bit more about how this works and how useful it is, and how durable, etc. It is. I really like using it. But before we go any further, if you're not already a subscriber, please do hit that subscribe button wherever it is, and ding the bell, and we'll let you know when those new videos come up. I guess the second thing is thank you very much, Zokoun, for working with us. It was really one of our goals of starting a YouTube channel to basically have things sent to us for review, because we were interested and had viewpoints on such devices and tools and all those sorts of things. So yeah, a big thumbs up to Zokoun for working with us and allowing us to review their products. So let's start talking about this one. This was sent to me maybe about 6 months ago, and it's had a fair bit of use, and I've just dropped it, so we'll see whether it's going to carry on working. That's the drop test done. This one is a AK-360R, or it's one of the variants of that. There seems to be three different ones there. It came in this lovely case, which is a lovely sort of padded case with a carrying strap. So there's the device itself. That's how it comes. Also comes with a charger. You can see that's been being used. So it's just a standard USB charger. It's nothing special. It's USB. Micro USB to regular USB. Comes with a bit of paperwork. Okay, fine. Whoops. And it also comes with this. Well, actually, they don't all come with this amazing magnetic stand. It's actually an option, but I can tell you, here's a piece of metal that sticks to that really well. So it's really for when you're doing some of those metal bits of stud work that you see in very modern offices. It's got a nice screw mounting as well, if you so desired, and it also has neat places for you to screw it to a piece of wood, hang it up. It also has this rather handy, I don't know what to call it. It's a device for measuring, how it's a targeting kind of thing. That's all I'm really going to say. So that's what you get in the box with that one. When this video is finished, we'll put some links together so you can find those. But they're all available on Amazon very easily. So that's how it, the packaging. That's how that comes. It's got a number of different settings. So this is locked. That's unlocked like that, and then we've got this press and hold feature here. Now let me just pan up a bit, and you can see we've got this lovely cross. I think if I can cycle through just horizontal and vertical. Now with it in this locked position, that means that you can have it on a tripod, and you can set a line to go across, and that will whatever it is that you're wanting to line up against, you've got it. Okay, so that's that. And then it's self-leveling as well. So when I unlock, have I got that unlocked? Yes, it's now unlocked. It will find its own level. There we go. And when it's off center, it flashes. So yeah. And then there's one last feature on here, which very excitingly we're going to get to later in this live cast. If you press and hold, you get this blue light come on. And what you can't see is that this line is now, I believe this is how it works, is flashing at a very high rate that can be picked up by a detector. So that's how that works. And then to turn it off, you turn it to the lock position, press and hold, and it's off. This particular one has that nice tripod mount screw thread on the bottom of it. And, you know, for example, here's a little tripod that will just screw on. Oops, I get it around the right way. Oh, that's doing up now. There we go. You can just use a regular tripod mount to stand out. Now, it doesn't come with this, but these are pretty cheap. And, you know, they're very handy. You know, it folds up. You can do whatever you like with it. So that's that one. The other neat thing about this particular one, which I like over some of the others, and we'll go through all of them when we go through the box, is this one uses some very nice rechargeable batteries. These are those same ones that you find in Tesla motor cars and things like that. They're 18650 cells. I don't know whether this battery carrier is something that's very readily available, but you know, if you ever had to sort of replace those, it's just 4 screws on the top there, and I'm sure they just pop straight out. But yeah, regular 18650 cells, which, you know, just last for ages, and is great. You know, it's great. It's got that micro USB port there at the bottom for charging it, and a nice little, you know, rubber seal there to keep it all nice like. Now this one, 360 degrees, so it can cast a line all the way around the room if you want to, and that's the real benefit of this one. And it's not got a spinning helical head like the really super expensive ones. They've just found a great way of splitting that light so that it casts that line all the way around the room. So there we go. That's the first one. Let's pop him up there. Right, to the box. Let's pan down. There we are. So what do we got in the box? Now, I know what some of the items are in the box, but I don't know what all of them are. So again, you know, many thanks to Zokoun for sending such an enormous box of goodies. And yeah, I mean, the great thing about these is they're all really sensibly priced and very accessible. So, you know, this is a company that's been around for, you know, a fair while, and you know, you can just find these items on eBay and Amazon and all the other great retailers. And as I say, they're priced, you know, very reasonably. So here we go. Here's the next one. Now this one I think we've seen before as well. Yep. So this is the one that I've been using quite a lot. Now let's see if I can find what the model number is for that one. Let's have a look. You can gaze upon its cube beauty while I just have a quick look. So this might be the MD0. I don't know. I don't know what that one is. But it's a nice little one anyway. Now I have to say, I think I don't have. Oh, I do have some batteries in it. Yeah, I do have some batteries in it. So that's the battery compartment. Right. So it's this little cube. Right. Let's get the calipers out, and I'll tell you how big it is, because it's sort of quite useful to know sometimes. Let's zero the calipers out. Right, it is just shy of 70. Well, I mean, it's like, oh, handy, 69. It's pretty much, yeah, 69 millimeters. Wow. Yeah, it's oh, it's 70 that way. Anyway, it's a cube, right? So it's got battery compartment there on the back. It takes regular double A's, as you can see. We've got some Duracell ones in it. Now, when you buy this, it there's batteries come in the pack. Oh, there we go. There's the model number. So it's an MD02GS. I think this is the green laser, which is brighter than the red, but it takes twice as much electricity to run it. So it eats the batteries a bit quicker. It's also got that tripod mount on the bottom, which let's show you doing that. There we go. I'm doing it the wrong way around again, am I? Or am I just not being... Yeah, there we go. Right, so look, I mean, how cool does that look? It looks like a little robot. Hello. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So again, it does the same thing. There's the laser line. Let's pan up. This one does a cross. It's on or off, right? But actually, it isn't just on or off. You've got on and self-leveling. You've also got that locked, so you can, tilt it, run that line up, do whatever you want, and you get off. So yeah, so that's how that is. Let's just get back to the box of goodies. So yeah, so that's that, and there's not really much to say about it actually. I mean, it's it's a cube. It's does exactly what it says it is. I think, and also at the price, I think it's fairly accessible for everybody. Not too much to say. Right, what else do you get in the box? So I told you you got a manual, which is it's just child's play. There's versions available with and without this stand, I believe. Again, it's got that amazing magnetic clamp there, and it's obviously infinitely adjustable up and down. Now, this one is actually a lot stronger than that other one, but there you go. So that you get some of them, you get that with it. Some of them you don't. You can buy it as an accessory if you really wanted to. Because actually maybe having two is good for your particular need. It also got those screw mounts in there, so you can mount it to a piece of wood, do whatever. But there you go. Right, that's how that one comes. Do you know what? There we go. All right, so that's that one. Right, actually, let's keep that one in view so we can keep them as we go through. So look, there we go. That's two that we've had a quick look at. Right, let's go to another one. Something slightly different this time. This is a laser distance measure. Now, again, you'll have seen these reviewed and this particular one as well, actually. So this is the CS70, so 70 meters. Again, this one takes AAA batteries, and that's what it is. In the rest of the box, I didn't use the batteries that came with it. I just had to have some, and they were partly used, so I just thought I'll use them up. Get a nice card. You get a reflective targeting card, which is really useful, and you get a nice little carry case. So let me show you that. Whoops, everything's falling on the floor. There we go. So you can see that goes with that, and it's got belt loop, so you can have that on your belt. And yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, I've got another one of these, which I use a lot, and that's exactly how I keep it. Yeah, I do keep it on a belt sometimes, especially if I'm working. I do have tool belts, but you know, when I'm doing a bit of carpentry, and that's mainly because, you know, you put your hands in for those handful of screws and whatnot as you're working away. But sometimes when you're just around site and you need to be doing a load of measuring, having it in a nice little pouch like this is very good. I would imagine that this would be hugely popular with estate agents, you know, measuring up rooms, because having a tape measure measuring, you know, room sizes is surely a bit of a bore. Also comes with a lanyard, or is a lanyard one of the other ones that go around your neck? So this is a wrist strap. That's what that is. And yeah, an instruction booklet, which typically for most of its use you'll never need. But let me tell you this. There are some features on here that you absolutely will need the manual for if you're going to use them. Now, for me, what I'd love to see on this tool is, or this laser measure, is the ability to divide by, you know, 2, 3, 4. And the reason is, you know, like you measure something. Let's see if we can do it. So let's turn it on. Where's the dot? There we go. All right, I'm going to measure something now. There we go. What's that saying? 1 meter, 836 millimeters, right? So I want to find the middle of that. Wouldn't it be great with one button you could just go boom, divide by 2, press it again, divide by 3. Now you know where your lights are going. To me, that would be a really great feature. You know, bearing in mind all the other calculations that this thing can do, as a standard feature, to be able to divide by the number of button presses would be a really neat feature. So Zokoun development team, if you're listening, that would be a really cool feature to have, just to be able to divide that up. Anyway, look, we've just done a quick measure. So why don't we just do another measurement, but, you know, take it away from this measurement. So you would press the minus button, take your measurement, and there you go. That was 824 millimeters, and so the difference is 1 meter and 12 millimeters. And if I wanted to add slightly different distance, does the same. You can add it on. Well, yeah. And, you know, maybe, you know, that adding button is probably one of the most useful there, because, you know, as you're measuring, you know, distances, you want to be adding them up. But equally, I can see there's room for that minus one as well. So that was the plus, that was the read, that's the minus. We talked about that. We've also got this button here, which you press and hold it. It will change the units. That's what the U stands for, units. And if I press and hold it again, we'll get inches. Press and hold it again, we'll get, you know, inches in a different format. Press and hold it again, we get something else. Press and hold it again. That's in feet. And then we're back to where we started, which is in meters, down to 3 decimal points. So that's useful, isn't it? Not quite sure what the save button does, and I'm not going to read that up while we're doing a live stream. That sounds dangerous. And we've got this button here for also calculating the volume of a cube. So, you know, measuring, you know, and that'll tell you what that is in volume. That unit button's also got a second use. So if you have a look here, you've got, let me zoom in a little bit. You've got what is a little image of the unit itself, and then you've got this line here which shows the back of the unit. So that means at the back of the unit here. But you could, this one doesn't have that screw mount in it, but you could be wanting to measure from the front. So if I just press that quickly once, it moves to the front. It's a nice backlit display, isn't it? quite good. So yeah, move it to the back, move it to the front. Now I wonder. Well, actually, before we go into that, it does have these sort of handy spirit levels. I mean, that's for me. That would just be to get it to approximately level. I don't think something of this is meant to be used as a leveling tool at all. This, compared to some of the others, is quite a nice design and shape because it's quite boxy, which is exactly what you want when you're butting up against something. You want to measure from there. You want to get it on top of something. You don't want some, ergonomically designed, sculptured thing that's going to rock and wobble all over the place. Nonsense, right? Boxy, way to go for this type of tool or this type of measure. So that's good. Power off button. There we go, it's off. Now, I've got to feel it. Now, on one of my other ones, you can do some, what's it called, calibration. So you might want to adjust, you've measured it with a long tape or something like that, and you say, oh, it's drifted, or it just needs just a millimeter change, back and forth. And bear in mind, the accuracy of these things over 70 meters, I don't think you're probably really worried about a couple of millimeters, because you're not going to cut something that accurate, are you? It's an approximation. However, these things are crazy accurate, and it's really down to the technology, not build quality, not any of those things. It's the technology. It's not capable of kind of getting it wrong, because the technology is sort of that foolproof, that light travels at a fairly constant speed in Earth's atmosphere. It's different if you're in space, travels quicker. Or no, sorry, it's not space, vacuum. Been watching a little bit too much about Starlink, I think there. But anyway, yeah, that's the laser bit there. There's the receiver. So it can't get it wrong from that perspective. However, there is a little bit of calibration you can do. Now, I believe it might be like if this might not work. So, it's live. You press and hold, and this is the same for quite a lot of models. So you may find that it works with yours as well. Total disclaimer if I break yours, but there you go. Press and hold the off, hold the on. Yes, look at that calibration. And then you can up and down by, I think, let's have a look. As much as 9 millimeters in both directions. So I got, there we go. And then, there we go. I got a couple of messages asking how you did that. I had to look it up, found it. Now, seemingly, I've not forgotten it. So that's useful. But I have to say, before you get into, I think mine's off a couple of millimeters, I need to adjust it, clean this front element first, because I was having a little bit of trouble with mine. Looked for that calibration thing, adjusted it, and then at shorter distances, it wasn't, particularly accurate. It was drifting, it was like on the long distances it was too short, and on the close ones it was too long, etc. And I compensated. I had to put it back to 0, and then I cleaned it, set it back to 0, and it was bang on. So first port of call is clean that front bit first. If you've got something that you use for cleaning your glasses, maybe one of those things that those alcohol pads, do that, get it nice and clean. Keep it safe. It is a sensitive instrument. It's not supposed to be thrown in your toolbox quite like that. I mean, they are rugged enough, but and that's why you've got a case, isn't it? So there we go. So that's Zokoun item number 3. Let's keep that in sight as well. This whole view, there we go, I'll pan up. This whole view of Zokoun goodies is just growing and growing. Right. Whew, I think I might just have a sip of water from the fridge. Let's get some water, because that's a lot of talking about things. So well worth having a sip of water. And I guess this is what these live things are about, isn't it? Unscripted. Have to take a break part way through. There we go. Right. I'm going to leave the big one till last, I think, and have a look at this one. Right, what does this purport that it is? I don't know from the sticker, so let's just open it up. Oh, right, good start. We've got a nice case just like the other ones. And what do we have? We have a GF011 cross-line laser. So there we go. I think this is going to be something a little bit similar to that cube that we had a look at before, but let's have a look together. Right. First of all, a nice little thank you. Well, thank you. Comes with batteries. That's good. They're double A's. This is similar to... well, it's kind of like sits. Let's get those two out together. Kind of sits. Let's line them up. Kind of sits in the middle, doesn't it? This one's 360. This one, well, this one does the cross, and this one's a cube, but smaller. Sort of sits in the middle. Similar sort of stylings. Yeah. Right. Don't know what to say about that. Anyway, let's have a look at first impressions. Good plastics, you know, rugged, nice construction, no creaking or squeaking. That's good. There we go. It says on the top there what it is. It is GF11G/R. I'm assuming the G might stand for green. There's that tripod mount on the bottom, and we've got a very similar sort of locked and unlocked business going on there. Power button on the top. So a little bit different from... so, yeah, again, it's sort of in the middle of those two, isn't it? It's like you've got the button to power it on, whereas the other one had the slider, didn't it? Battery compartment. There we go. That's ready for a couple of double A's. Let's use the ones that came with it. Let's break into that. Right, you might need a tool just to break that. Nothing gets you into a pack of batteries quite like a 4-inch. This is when I cut my hand open, isn't it? Like a 4-inch chisel. There we go. Right, there we go. Getting into it now. Now, I mean, I understand why these are covered in plastic, but, you know, it'd be nice to get rid of plastics. Don't want that to end up in a whale's tummy, do we? Right, now, this looks like they both go round this way, which is a little unusual. What do we think? Oh. No, I've got that wrong, haven't I? Come on. Oh, right, okay. So there we go. Shows it on there, plus and minus. So that's that way up for that one, and that way down for that one. How's about that? Right. Oh, yeah, there we go. Same good high quality laser line. Let's tip that up so we can see that together. Let's stand it up on this box here. And probably now you might think to yourself, could have had a little tidy up before, but I mean I don't think so. I think it's important to have a little bit of character in your YouTube videos. Didn't tidy myself up. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to level that up just a little bit. I don't think I've managed to do it. It's got that same... All right, so look, that's it. That's it in its lock position. So you can do the same tilt. There you go. And then it's got that unlock where it self-levels, which it would if I'd got anything level to sit it on. or close to being level to sit it on. There we go. Now it's not blinking. Yeah. So there's not an enormous amount to say about this one, actually. It is very similar, to the other ones you've seen. Slightly different format. Runs on AA's, the same. Got that tripod mount. Sorry, I ought to be listing that up a bit. It's got the same tripod mount. It's very, very similar. I suspect it also has a similar runtime as well. So look, let's talk about runtimes. Well, actually, let's talk about runtimes. I need the little manual, won't I? Because there is a difference. So let's get to these ones. Well, I mean, it's in English and Chinese by the look of it. What I'm looking for is runtimes, specifications for green beam. So that's telling us a little bit about that. Working distance, 20 meters, it says. I bet it works longer than that. IP54 rated. That's interesting to know. It was run times I was looking for. Now, in one of the other ones, other books, it had a nice little table telling you what the run times were. I don't see it on that one. Basically, there is a difference between. I don't know whether this one comes in green and red variants, but there is a difference between green and red. The red ones seem to be a little bit cheaper in price, and the runtime is about twice of what the green one is. But the green one is much, much clearer, and for my money, I'd rather go for the clearer, greener one. Plus, I like green. What else is there to say? There's that stand again, magnets, screws, screw holes ready for mounting, that sort of thing. Actually goes that way up, doesn't it? There's the thing. It's also got some rubber feet, so maybe that's useful for mounting it against something delicate. But again, that's come in the box with the case. Yeah. So, gosh, there we are. So, right. We're moving on. Right, so that's that one. Let's pop them up there. Oops, facing around the right way. So quite a nice little collection going on now. 30 minutes in. Are you still with me? Right. Now, I do know what this one is, and it's got to come after this one, because this one is the daddy. Right, let's get rid of this big box. This is the one I'm probably most excited about because it's got lots of features. Right, let's also just tip that down a little bit. And let's talk about this one, the big one. Are you ready? Ooh, right. Again, look at these. They're really good with these cases. You've got to hand it to Zokoun that they, you're buying a nicely packaged product there. It's not. I think it's nice. Nice thing to have. You don't want to be like buying something and then having to buy like a case afterwards, right? Have a case with it. Why not? Right. It's a laser level, by the way. This isn't going to be something unusual. Right. Righty-ho. Check that out. All right, that's a lot of interesting stuff to unpack. Again, there's that thank you card. And again, thank you to Zokoun for supplying all of these to us for review. Right, let's start off with some of the mundane stuff and go through it. So we've got a... Is that USB-C charging? Does that fit my phone? Yeah, it does. Wow. Well, there's modern. USB-C charging on your... well, there's a big tick already. USB-C charging. Let's have a quick chat about that. Why is that cool? First of all, it can charge at high rates. Second of all, you don't have to worry about the polarity, which way it goes round. Like most USB plugs, you get it right the third time round. You don't trust it the first time. It's definitely wrong the second time. Must have been the first one. You're a little bit more forceful on it, and Bob's your uncle, and it goes. So USB-C charging. You get a remote. Check this out. I mean, that looks like spy level kind of stuff there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Find out what that does in a minute. You get a very adjustable, little tripod-y type thing, which has these micro adjustment feet around it. We'll keep that out for the moment. You get... Oh, just found the manual. Right. This will probably tell us what it is in a minute. What product number it is. Well, it says it's a 360 degree laser, but it's not telling me what model number it is yet. Might have to read that off the box. Let's have a look. What does it say? It says that it's an IE16R-40 laser level. I bet I'm calling out something else, like I don't know, who knows. It comes with a rather elaborate micro adjustable. There's that magnet mount. So that's rather neat. Look at this. Micro adjustments. Look at that. You can just move it along. Which I have to say, oh look, you can move it quickly and slowly. It's got some quick release stuff. Well, let's come back to this, because this is an interesting item that will make your life easier when you know how to use it properly. So it comes with that. I think it also comes with a lump of metal that you can screw to things and then use the magnet mount. Don't need that out really so much. And then the beast itself. Now, silly boy here, I totally did not charge this before this video. So we may well be charging this up during the video. So this has got some... Wow. Okay. So let's have a look. How many lasers has it got on it? One on the top, one on the side. Is that one on the bottom as well? And another one on this plane. And are they all 360? Woof, woof. I like the look of that. Wow. Okay. Right, let me just come around the camera a little bit so that I can see the screen and look at it through this at the same time. Then you see what I see. There's the battery compartment. Oops. Oh, that's supposed to happen. Slightly different battery pack to the one that we saw on the other one. I don't know. Is this something standard? This says what it is. 3.7 volts at 500 milliamps. I will have to have a look to see whether these are a standard pack. I bet they are. It feels like I've seen this type of battery somewhere else before in something. So probable spares available. And I think probably lots of people, lots of companies nowadays are standardizing on things. The fact that we don't have a dedicated charger, that's a USB-C one, means that, we're adhering to standards. If you lose it, you can always get one, right? Right, anyway, in that goes. That locates like that. Good, all right, we're on. So there's your tripod mount again, that's kind of good. And we've got an interesting foot for it to stand on. Right, now, the buttons. We're turning this on to get... I actually haven't turned this on yet, so I don't know what... Is that the buttons? What am I doing? Oh, oh, oh. Right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this then. Locked. Unlocked. Is that a middle position? I don't know what the middle position is. Right, so we've got a beeper. There we go. So, beeps until it's level. Oh, you can't see that. Let me tilt this up. Right, there we go. That's partly me levelling it, partly the thing levelling it, and because my arm's wobbly, so's the line. But yeah, take it off axis, and there we go. Right, let's do this. Let's put him on his little stand. Oh, right. Okay. So look, you lock it on and then you lock it off with this. Am I doing that right? I don't know what I'm doing. I really might have to read the menu. Let's get that out. Yeah, I think I actually am going to have to read the manual. Let me get a bit closer. Actually, let's do this just for a second. Let's go freehand just for a second. If you notice, do you see how they gimbal around by themselves? That's pretty neat. Oops. So I've got the remote out. There we go. H for horizontal. Horizontal top and bottom. Off. Vertical. Well, it's vertical. It is vertical. It's going up that way. Vertical the other way. Vertical both. So I guess we can do both of those and both of those, and that gives you all of them. And that's off this little remote. That's pretty neat. And that's it turned off. Not a lot to know. It is a laser level after all. But yeah, I like the build quality. It's just as good as the other one I've been using. Obviously, it's the next level up in that it's seemingly 360 degrees. That's okay, that's still on, obviously. 360 degrees, you know, on all of them. Is it 360 degrees on? Yes, it is, yes. 360 degrees on all of them. And you use the remote to cycle through. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Oh, and you can use, they are buttons, so you can use the buttons here as well, which is good, because you wouldn't want to lose the buttons, you know, the remote, and then not be able to turn your laser level on and off. Pretty good. Pretty good. I like that. Well, I have to say, that is an upgrade from this one. I like how simple this one is, but this one really does have all of the features, especially with this extra stand and so on. Right, let's go back onto the tripod so we're not using Mr. Wobbly Hands. Before we go any further, actually, guys, have you got any comments or questions? Be interested to hear what they are. Always happy to answer a question if I know the answer, and if I don't, I'll probably make it up. Right, that's going to beep at me until I take this off. Oh, there we go. Let's just take that stand off. All right, beep, beep, beep. Right, how does that mount to this? So, don't know. Oh, right, okay. So first of all, we've got some large adjustment there. And does this do something? Yeah, maybe? No. Maybe I'm missing something. Am I missing something? Let me see if there's anything else left in the box. I bet I'm missing something. amuse yourselves for the minute while I have a look in the box. I don't see anything else in the box. Right, I don't see anything else in the box. But let's have a quick look at the manual. So, nice manual. This is an all English version, which is great. It tells you all about the different items. It's got a low battery monitor. It talks about the those bits, which is good. Pulse mode. Yeah. So I'm going to need to tell you about pulse mode in a minute. Right, now here's a really good table. Let's get nice and close for that. Have a look together. So there's two different types, but that's fair to say about 5.5 hours. So 5.5 hours worth of running time on a full charge. That's all right. But nothing about the stand or the this part. So I've worked it right off. No more beeping for the minute. This is what you do. You slide it on. It doesn't. You don't. Do you know what I mean? So it's like that. Let's oh, I'm having an idea. That's what happens. We're going to be doing a full demo of the stand. All right, I'm going to have to move the tripod. There's nothing else for it. I'm going to have to move the tripod. Now, I know this video is a little bit haphazard. I have done a little bit of preparation, of course, because the fact that you can even see the top of this workbench at all is tantamount to the fact that I did do some preparation. And we were going to get Brian out, but you know, COVID, etc. We wanted to keep him safe, so I'm doing it. So there we go. There's the magnets. There's your metal thing. Kaboom! It sticks to that. It sticks to that. So there we go. That's what it looks like. Right. We could probably do with a bit more contrast, so we can see what that looks like all on its own. And I'm going to come down a little bit with the tripod. By the way, I'm shooting all of this on my aged Google Pixel 2 XL, which I have to say the camera on it's amazing. So there we go. That's what it looks like. It's sort of suspended, you know, via its head. Oh look, so we've got a little bit of adjustment this way, up and down. So that helps you get yourself level. And then you've got a little bit of, oh look at that, a little bit of rotation, micro adjustment. Now, is there a little bit of play in there? Yeah, but, you know, again, for, you know, bang for bucks, I am rather impressed. What is that one? That one is doing something, but is that up and down? That is micro up and down, pretty good. And then we've got micro in and out that way. So basically everything is adjustable on a micro adjuster. Why is that useful? Well, it's useful because when you want to line something up, you get it a little bit, you know, get it roughly there, and you can get it dialed in. And then quite often you want it to line up with something else, and you want to find, you know, something in between. And it is a right pain to do that, you know, without a device a bit like that where you can just micro. Because otherwise, what you're doing is you're just sort of moving it a tiny bit, like nudging it, and then you like nudge it in the wrong direction, or you've moved two planes at the same time and you didn't need to. Whereas this, you can just turn it a little bit, turn it the other way, and you're good. And I guess the other reason why that's useful to, I mean, I don't know, I don't think this is probably the right thing to do, but I assume that you could hang it that way if you wanted to and use the lasers in a different plane. But I think I'd use it this way. Right. Impressed with that. I like the way that everything that you need comes in the box with it, and it's a nice box. So that's good. Well, we're really on to one of the last final items that was in the box. Does anybody know what it is? Does anyone be able to guess what's in the exciting white box? I am actually genuinely excited about this because I've wanted one for a bit, because it's a great accessory for this 360-degree laser and the other one, the smaller one. And I think really, if you have either one of these, you definitely want the detector. And that looks like this. Again, first time out the box for me. I will probably, well, actually, let's go back to the bench. We'll come back to that in a moment, and I'll show you that. What do we think about my first live stream? Is it a little bit disjointed? I'm just talking. I mean, I'm in my garage on my own. There's nobody else about. I'm just chatting to the world about these lovely products, which I'm very pleased to have received. Again, thank you very much. So, why do you need this? Right. Well, what's in the box? What's in the box? Right. So, that was in a plastic bag. You get this device, which I'm going to show you what you do with that in a minute. And I know what to do with this, and it's not because I've read up about this particular one. It's because they all work a little bit like this. Running out of space there. Right, let me get the battery open, and then we can get the battery installed, and I'll show you it working. So, you want to get something level, but on a much longer distance. Maybe you're wanting to see what the land looks like. I'm just going to plug some power in. What your garden levels are, and so what you do is you put your laser level into 360, and then you use this detector. Oh look, we've got a peel here. I don't normally like taking plastic of things, but I think if I don't, it will affect its operation. Oh, are we ready? Here we go. Here's a little bit of ASMR kind of. Ooh, there we go. Sexy, huh? Yeah, and so you use a device like this. Right, so here we go. Battery in this way. That's that done. That's that closed up. And we'll turn that on when we've turned a laser on. So how am I going to do it? Right, okay, let's carry on building this. And the next thing I need... Now this could actually just be a stick. It doesn't actually, let's use a stick. We could use a stick. Doesn't have, I mean, I typically use an actual level because it's... Actually, I'm not going to use a stick. I am actually going to use a level. We find a... oops. We find a level. Right, here's a level. What does anybody think about ox? I'm not impressed. If I were buying a level, I'd be buying a Stabila. But these are Brian's levels, and I'm happy to basically steal Brian's levels. Anyway, look, this is what you do. This is a bracket that basically allows you to attach your detector to a stick. Now, there are some that have... Oh, it's got a long way to go yet. Some that have measurements on it, so you can sort of see easy what... There we go, that looks like it's going to open wide enough, doesn't it? Yeah, just. So there you go. Oops, you can't see. So there you go. You tighten that up. Now the great thing about putting this on a level is that you do get to then use that bubble to help you work out. And then you screw the back of that. Now look, I didn't need to work this out. This is just how they all work, right? And then what we've got, let's pan up, is a level attached to a level. So we've got, whoops, oh, that was my battery pack. Don't worry about that. Let's put the battery pack. You know, like when people say a tidy site is a safe site, I ought to do some tidying up. Right, let's put that battery pack in my pocket. Righty-ho. So here we are. So yes, what you end up with is this laser detector on a level, and what you're measuring is basically the bottom of the stick. So let's, seeing as we've got, let me move this one round so that it sort of makes more sense to me. So there we go. Let's turn Mr. Laser on. There it is. Right, he's on. Which line is it? Right, well, let's get the. Let's use the. Yeah, there we go. Right. So can everybody see that? We've got a laser line here, and you can see it on the. Let's turn the detector on. Have I put the battery in correct? Oh, I might have a flat battery. Let's have a look. Big problems because I'm not sure I've got a second one. What am I gonna? What have I got? What have I got one of those batteries on? Did I put it in there the right way? No. There we go. Right, we're in business. I think I might have put it in round the wrong way. Let's get him back on the stick. Oh, it's tricky in front of the camera. There we go. Right. I'll show you this in principle, and then we'll have a play. Right. Right. Let's get that in line of sight. Right. Do you see that the green line is just here? So what you would do is you undo the stick part, the holder part, and then you come down. Oh, I don't know that this has got that detector part on yet, but we'll see. No, there's like you have to put it in a mode. So how do I put that in the mode? What do I do? Do I press and hold? Oh yeah, I might do. And I want horizontal anyway. Right, let's see if I've got that in the right mode this time. Yes, I do. Right. Right. Are we getting that? Where's the camera? Right. So do you see the line? Right, and we'll come ever closer to that middle part. Beeping, telling us. Middle, centered. Too low. Too high. Spot on. And right, do you get it? Let me reposition so that I can have a. Right. Oh, I've confused it. Right, let's start again. Oh, do you know why? It's because there's two laser lines going at the same time. Right. Hang on, I've got two lasers going on at the same time. Let's get rid of the vertical one, and then turned it on again. Right, that's all the vertical ones turned off, and then I want to turn off the. There we go. So it's just the top one now. Right. So we see the line. And just across the middle here is where we want to line everything up. So we come down, we come down, we come down. Now the little window starts to see it. All right, too high, too high, too high, too high. Bang on. Too low, too low, too low, too low, too low. Right? And that's how it works. And it looks like we've got a, stop the noise, and you can just do it all on the coloured LEDs. Or you've got the things there. Oh look, and you've got those LEDs repeated on the side and on the back. I thought, do you know what? I mean, Brian paid an extortionate amount of money for a helical one with, and it was not well-known brand like Bosch or Leica or any of those well-known brands, and it was still properly like £600 with a big chunky tripod for going out in the field. Now this doesn't come anywhere close to being that expensive for this pair, yet I think for most advanced DIYers, and I would actually, why wouldn't you use this as a professional? It's smaller, it's lighter, it's certainly a lot cheaper. You can have multiples of these, right? Maybe you've got two people working on site, at the same time, and it'll all work at the same time. So why wouldn't you? So there we go. So that would. Do you see what we're doing though? Connect that to the stick. Let's get this properly lined up so I can then move about. Right, so first things first, let's have a little, can you see on the top there that it's got a very nice little bubble so that you can get it vertical in all directions, and therefore you're not, leaning to one way or the other, and that might make a few millimeters difference. So let's get that lined up with that. Here comes the beeps. Oh, there we go. Right. Oops, that's me moving around. Have I done it? Right, okay. Let's turn that noise off because it is quite noisy. Right, so you can see that it's sensitive in that it gets to where you need to be, so you can measure that quite nicely. So I could then go, the other side of the workshop and check to see how well that is lined up. So let's go together. Let me just unclip. And let's go all the way over here and then see whether the floor's level. You and I will learn together whether so there's the line there. Let's see whether my good friend the builders did a good job. Oh, you know why? Because, oops, I haven't put that on to self-leveling. That's why. Oops. No, okay, now that's leveled. All right, let's do this together. Oh, what's gone on there? Well, anyway, look, you get the concept. I think I bumped the stick while I was walking. Oh well. Can't be helped. But anyway, look, there we go. So this has been hugely fun putting this video together. Again, you know, thank you, Zokoun, for trusting us to show off your products and being so generous to send them to us as well. There we go. Let me just put this camera back onto the tripod so you're not staring at my finger. And let's just get all of the items lined up together. And then we can sign off and say we've had a wonderful day. So there's that one. There's the big one. That comes with its little stand. There's the medium-sized one. What else did we have? Well, we could probably take this big piece of metal out of the way. Get that out of the way. Moving a bit closer. And then we had the medium-sized one, didn't we? And then we had the baby one. And then to finish it all off, we had that laser distance measure. So what a lovely set of levels there. So, oh, and we're forgetting the star of the show. Let's turn him off before we run the batteries flat. The detector. Yeah, so there we go. There's the big one on its amazing stand. Micro adjustable. There's that laser distance measure. There's the detector. Detector also works with this one. It's got this sort of pulse feature. You press and hold that button at the back and it turns it on. Actually, I haven't checked to see whether this one has that pulse feature, actually. I don't know. I think maybe it doesn't. I think I read that it doesn't. But, you know, oh, I mean, it also isn't that 360 one, so probably is not really. And then we've got the little one. So really amazing, comprehensive set, something for everybody, I think. We will update the video and put the links in the bottom below. If you're not already a subscriber, we'd love to see you on join us on some of our other ones, which would be wonderful. And as always, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and don't forget, subscribe!